Hi, my name is Jeff Mason, and in this video I'll be demonstrating the modes of the harmonic minor scale. Now, whereas my previous video involved the melodic minor scale, which more or less has applications in jazz and fusion, with players such as Al Di Meola, Alan Holdsworth, and Frank Gambale, the harmonic minor scale and its modes are used a lot in heavy metal by people such as Yngwie Malmsteen, Kirk Hammett, Marty Friedman from Megadeth, and Paul Gilbert. They all use these scales quite a bit, and you may recognize this. I'll just start with the basic 3-note per string pattern again. This is again taken from Frank Gambale's book, Improvisation Made Easier, which I would highly recommend. So I'll just start with the harmonic minor scale. It's basically a minor scale with one sharp. Which would be the, if we were in A minor, it would be A flat. So it sounds like this. And the 2 octaves. So you could say it has sort of a dismal sound, sort of depressing sound, or some people have even called it an Egyptian or Arabian sound, because of licks like stuff like that. That would be an Offspring song called "Keep 'Em Separated." But yeah, some people use that as an Arabian sounding thing or an Egyptian sounding thing, if you prefer. But it is used a lot in classical music, chamber music, and Baroque music as well. It's not just for Arabian sounding things. This scale is used a lot in heavy metal. I've encountered it a ton in a whole bunch of Metallica tabs, for instance, and lots of tabs by other metal bands like Megadeth and Slayer and Pantera and so on. Basically, the thing to do would be to play it, distorted and aggressively, and try and make riffs out of it, like stuff like that. That's a pretty common sound. Now, what's interesting to me about this scale is it is the same as a minor scale with one sharp, and just like the melodic minor in jazz, it has a whole bunch of modes, and I found these to be in the solos to these songs. For instance, the second mode of the scale, I believe, would be Dorian sharp 11. This is an interesting sound. I'll demonstrate it. Now, the best example I can think of this scale used to be the solo to Blackened by Metallica, the first track from And Justice for All, 1988. And in it, the solo is in F sharp, and it's an F sharp Dorian sharp 11. So it has some sort of thing like that. I'm forgetting right now, but I did the song earlier, a year ago, I guess, on this page, so you can check that out. But it is, again, the Dorian scale, but with one sharp. So that would give us Dorian sharp 11, and it's sort of like an F sharp band happening. Has that sort of sound to it, and I found that to be very interesting and exotic sounding for the thrash sort of heavy metal sort of sound. I would recommend trying it. No more common mode of this scale would be the Phrygian sharp 3 scale, which I'll demonstrate. And you may recognize this. And this has also been called Egyptian or Arabian or Middle Eastern or whatever you want to call it, and has been used a lot by Slayer and Nile, I guess, and lots of weird bands like that, but it basically has this sort of sound. Like, you may recognize it's sort of a Slayer sound, like... something like that. It's also used a lot by Yngwie Malmsteen, who I've attempted to cover also on YouTube, and he has licks that are... like that sort of flavor that are very sort of... you know, exotic sounding, if you will, but that's also used in classical music. I'll touch on that elsewhere. Also, another mode that you may never have heard of at all, but which I've recently found out, is called the Lydian sharp 9 mode, and it sounds like this. So again, it's Lydian, but instead of sharp 5 or flat 7, this is a sharp 9. And it's also, again, a mode. That has a very ominous sound. The application I found for this scale was in the Megadeth song Symphony of Destruction, which has a... however that goes, and it's an E Lydian sharp 9, and it sounds something like this. Nothing like that. And you can get some pretty crazy sounds going. Marty Friedman's known, of course, for his exotic scales, and that would be one of them, Lydian sharp 9. So, of course, there's other modes. I haven't yet found applications for them, but again, they would be basically like the major or minor scale with one alteration. So, you can experiment and find your own patterns, but that would definitely help you play leads over heavy metal songs. So, good luck.